Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Start with the prayer. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Sada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurunna Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So, thank you for assembling today for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So yesterday we spoke about the 10 subject matters of the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So if we can just remember once again, so I think it will be firm in our memory, right? So the first subject matter is Sarga. Right? Sarga then begins, then after that is Visarga. So Sarga pertains to creation, right? Creation by Vishnu, and Visarga pertains to creation by Brahma. Then Sarga, Visarga, then there is Sthana, right? Sthanam is Sthanam Vaikuntha Vijaya. That is the real position of the living entity is in Vaikuntha. Not, this world is called Kuntha. Right, full of anxieties, and Vaikuntha full of happiness. After that, Poshana. Poshana means protection by the Lord. Right. So protection. What is the real protection given by the Lord?
He will protect us from Maya.
Maya. So that is real protection. Like when I go to the prison preaching. In the prison, there is all religious denominations are allowed. So there is a chapel, and there is a big table with all other religious books, and they are mostly Catholic and Christian. And there is one set of books there, which I always smile when I look at it. the title of the small book is Our Daily Bread. Now Prabhupada said, God is giving you your daily bread already. You don't need to pray to God for your daily bread, right? Because He is feeding the elephant. Why will He not feed you? Right? So daily bread is given. So that is not what you go to God for. That's pretty cheap. So after Poshanam, then there is Uthaya. Uthaya is impetus for fruitive activity. So without, like as they say, when you go to a match, right, or some sports match, don't go, but if you go, so then they hold these placards, right, your team, they wear their jerseys, 4, 6 or goal, whatever, they hold these things. It looks very attractive, so there is impetus, right? If you have an empty stadium, the player will also not have the impetus, isn't it, to work. So that way. So that is impetus. So one way or the other, this material world is designed in such a way to give you an impetus to work. So we came so far, Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshanam, Utaya. Then? Manvantara. Before that, no, I think Manvantara. That's it. Yeah. Manvantara is the reign of different Manus. Who are these Manus? Manus are actually sons of Brahma. Brahma's direct sons who are meant to rule and organize the society. That's why Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna say? That Ivam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavan Aham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manur Ikshva Kave Bravit. What did he say? That Vivasvan Manave Praha. That Vivasvan. I gave it to the sun god, Vivasvan. Then he gave it to Ikshvaku, then Manu. All these different Prajapatis, these prominent kings. Even if you see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom did he preach to? Of course, he preached to the masses. But he also targeted the leaders. He targeted Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. Right? So if you target the leader, if the leader of the country becomes something, then everybody will follow that. Like Ambedkar. Right? What did he do? He became a Buddhist or whatever. And everybody is trying to become a Buddhist. Of course, it is an illusion that they are doing. Right? But that's not real religion. But still, something that a leader does, everybody will follow. Like that. So Manvantara. So after Manvantara, there is Ishanukatha. Ishanukatha is the incarnations of Krishna, pastimes of the Lord. So Ishanukatha, that is actually one of the most important. But then after Ishanukatha, you come to Ashraya, right? The complete protection of the Lord. Surrender, yeah. So this Bhagavatam is called as Rasa Shastra. Rasa Shastra means it is full of nectar. So we are all attracted to nectar, isn't it? Devatas are attracted to nectar. But here this is nectar for the ears. This is real nectar, eternal nectar. And if you read, how many of you have read the first verse of Bhagavatam? First verse, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. So the first verse of Bhagavatam is considered one of the most important. I will explain it in short because then I will explain some more verses. This verse is the summary study of the Bhagavad Gita, all in one shloka. It is so powerful, this one shloka, if you understand. In fact, if you understand this shloka, you would have understood the entire of Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavatam, of course, the nectar increases. It gives an introduction. So it says, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya yatonvayati taratascha abhidnyah swarat tene brahmaradaya adikavaye muhyanti yatsurayah tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi. So it says, The Bhagavatam here begins with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya means what? Om contains 2.5 letters. What are they? A, U and a half Ma. What do they represent? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, of Aksharas, I am A. So Om, A is Krishna. And U represents Srimati Radharani, his pleasure potency. And Ma represents the marginal living entities. So Om represents the complete absolute truth, the absolute whole. It is also called as the sound form of sound representation. So that is why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, even if one chants Omkar, understanding that is Krishna, then he reaches Vaikuntha. So, Om Namo Bhagavate, Namo, worship, Namana. Bhagavate, Bhagavate means Bhagavan, Vasudevaya, nobody else. Right? He could have written Ganeshaya, Shivaya, but nobody else. Why? Because Vasudevaya, it is Vasudeva, it is Krishna. And to make, so that there is no confusion, which Krishna? Vasudeva's son, finished. Somebody might come up, I am Krishna, I am that Krishna is talking about. The Vasudeva Krishna, finished, there is no other Vasudeva Krishna. So, and it also begins with Janmadhyasya Taha. What is this Janmadhyasya Taha? It is the second Vedanta Sutra. What is the first Vedanta Sutra? Athato Brahma Jijnasa. Atha, now that you have human body, atho, therefore, Brahma Jijnasa. Therefore, Brahma Jijnasa, inquire into Brahman. Right? We inquire into so many things, right? What is the stock market price, gas price, car price, right? So many things. Everything we inquire, like the birds looking for prey. Where is food? Where is food? Right? But here it says, inquire into Brahman, inquire into your true identity in the human form of life. One should reduce bodily necessities, because all the time goes in bodily necessities, right? Somebody was saying, most of the time in America goes in picking up and dropping off. Which is true, isn't it? You lose so much of your time. Imagine if that time I can use for Bhagavatam. Right? So much bodily necessities. That's why rishis used to go to forest, build one hut. That's it, simple life. One cow. For forest they'll get everything. Cow's milk is the main thing. Without cow there is no yajna. So cow, milk, enough. Some berries, some fruits, some leaves, fresh. They are happy. And then most of the time they spend in sadhana. That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also spent so much time in sadhana. He used to have just one ball of food every day. That's all. That too he used to eat without using his hands. Just the food like that. Just only this much. And whole day he would chant. Before he started preaching, he read the Srimad Bhagavatam. How many times? Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, before he started preaching, he read Srimad Bhagavatam with commentaries. X number of times. How many times? Huh? No, not that much. 108 times. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, 108 times. The Bhagavad Gita, more than 108 times. All the other scriptures, he read them so thoroughly. When you start to read, you will know, oh, there's so much to read. Yeah? So he finished so many times. Means he gave so much time for the souls. Just like Ekadashi. I was reading the description of Ekadashi. You know what do you do on Ekadashi? What we generally do on Ekadashi? We cook a feast. That's what we do. Because you cannot cook rice and everything, we cook 10 other items to substitute for that.
That's the best day for you.
Yeah?
That's the best day than the other days.
Yeah. Ekadashi, I was realizing, the next day of Ekadashi, we are not breaking fast. We are trying to break the feast. You know. So this is one kind of enviousness. Ekadashi means upavasa. Upavasa. Upa means stay next to. So I stay next to Guru, right? And I hear the whole day Ekadashi. Rupa Goswami says, don't brush your teeth. The whole idea is you brush previous night and next day you don't eat. Quickly wash your mouth, take a quick bath and sit down. And just whole day just chant and read. That is the idea, Ekadashi. Right? But just because we cannot eat regular food, right? Like I saw, I met one brahmachari from Holland. So in Holland, he used to perform Ekadashi Nirjala. No water also. Full day chanting, reading, everything. But he said, I got spoilt after coming to India. I said, what happened? When he went to Bhubaneswar, ISKCON temple, there it was little austere. They'll get little khichdi, little rice, dal, that's all. Like morning, afternoon, evening, very little. So they were happy. But on Ekadashi, they'll get sama rice khichdi, French fries, then they will get sabudana vada, then sabudana khichdi, sabudana sweet. So he said it was like feast. So once in 15 days you get Ekadashi feast. So he stopped fasting on Ekadashi and started eating more. So he said his austerity was broken. But this is one of the tricks of Maya. What happens is if we do not perform austerity, it is nice. We are realizing Krishna through prasadam, I agree. But not to that extent that we forget also. That we remember only prasadam. Right? So somebody was giving me the example. It is like a beached whale. A whale on a beach, it cannot get into, you eat so much. I saw in Mayapur also, in Ekadashi, regular food you have rice, dal, sabji, of course chapati, so many things are there. But on Ekadashi you have 2 bowls. One are full of fruits. Right? Because you are supposed to eat fruits on Ekadashi. And then the cooked food. So we are making a mockery out of Ekadashi. Right? So if we do not spend time, the point is, because the consciousness gets so low, there is no austerity, there is no tapa, there is no burning of fat. Tapa, you burn fat, right? Yogi should not be fat. Fat man cannot be a yogi. Or a yogi cannot be fat. Yogi means he is always alert. So we are alert to Brahman. We are alert to spiritual questions and answers. So Ekadashi is to get more alert. And there are wonderful benefits of fasting also. Wonderful benefits. It allows your system to throw away intoxicants. It allows the mind to cool down. Gandhiji, what was his weapon to practice brahmacharya? Fasting. By fasting he used to practice brahmacharya. By brahmacharya, you cannot think of sense gratification by fasting, when you are fasting especially. And if you are able to hold yourself, you have amazing mind control. Madhvacharya says that if you fast Nirjala on Ekadashi, there is a special fire in the stomach which burns physical karma. Right? But we do not allow that fire to come up. We bring the fire engine of prasadam already. Fill it up. So, Ekadashi is a very, very important. On 3 times you can take water, but most of the time you should be chanting. You should arrange Ekadashi in such a way that you are peacefully you are able to chant or do something. Don't take too many tasks on that day. So Ekadashi, Amavasya, these are good days to fast. It is said the vegetables, they get their strength based on the moon. So those who have moon prominent in their horoscope, they can be doctors, Ayurvedic physicians, healers. So this moon, when in Amavasya, when there is no moon, at that time the food has the least energy. So that day it's good to fast. If you want to fast. Some people do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all this fast. That's all meaningless.
We are not eating fresh, right?
Pardon me?
We are not eating the fresh vegetables which were brought from the garden.
No, even otherwise, the energy that is there in that, like for example, take your own example. Morning you are fresh, and night you are sleepy. Right? So the same body, you are feeling fresh, sometimes you are feeling, so similar with the vegetables. On Purnima they are full of energy, on Amavasya they are not, they don't have much energy. So once you take it out also there is a cycle. Right? So certain days you eat, it digests better, same thing. But certain days you eat, it doesn't digest. Right? So austerity, one should take up some voluntary austerity. The first and the best austerity one should take is no excessive eating. If you want to progress in spiritual life nicely, one should eat moderate. First thing, mitahari, brahmachari, tyagi, yogi parayanaha. How should one eat? What is the method of eating? Eat half your belly full of solid. Quarter for water. Right? And quarter for air circulation. But we eat so tight, right, that there is no air. So that I call as tiffin box without the lid. So we are like that. We are packing everything in the belly and we are going home. That too, especially I saw once in Pune. There were devotees. They were having a counselor meeting. These are counselors, devotees. They were sitting down and they had a program. They have kirtan, bhajan, everything very nice. At night 10:30 they start dinner with vada pav. So then they have a lot of vada pav because it's a feast. So by the time we finish dinner it's 11:30. Right, because it's a vada pav, then there is puri, there is chapati, then there is rice, then there is sweet, and then there is ice cream. You know. So then after that you go home, fully packed and tight. Rupa Goswami says, Shadbir Yoga Vinashyati. Vinashyati, finished. The next day you are waking up, you don't know where you are. You are in dream, right? When you eat nicely, you also get a lot of dreams, right? One devotee told me, once we had Brahmin cooks for Janmashtami. So they cooked, and this devotee is very nice devotee. He ate that food and next day he said, I saw a Shami Kapoor movie in my dream. So these Brahmin cooks must have watched a movie and come. That is true. And they ate very nicely. It's very important. So, cooking, eating is such an important affair. Balanced eating, your own cooked food, eating with right consciousness. These things are so important.
But even less eating is also not good. So
we are not talking about less, we are talking about balanced.
I think
if you have to commit a mistake, if you have to err on the fasting side. Don't err on eating more.
Yeah, that's a good. Yes. I'm
Right.
asking Rupa Goswami how he managed to eat a little bit and continue.
No, I'm not asking, we should not, that we cannot follow because we are grasthas. We need energy also to work. Otherwise your company will fire you. That is different. See, they were completely based on spiritual energy, completely thinking about Krishna. And as your body, as your thinking increases in the mode of goodness, then this becomes a natural state of being. When you are in goodness, sattva, we are all in rajoguna, we don't know. We are all in so much rajoguna. This is rajoguna. Hunger, anger, frustration, fast results, that's right. It's rajoguna. Sattva means you allow nature. You know what is sattva? It is, the example is given, it is said, a farmer, okay? A farmer has a field and on the other side there is a river. What does he have to do to water his field? He has to just remove a part of the fence, whatever he has put for that water to come in, isn't it? What's your tank bund? You remove it and you allow it to flow. Then it's a natural flow. He doesn't have to do anything. He just has to remove the blockages. Similarly, if you follow the cycle of nature, if you are in goodness, if you are in complete goodness, a state of Vasudeva, complete goodness, it is like allowing the energy within and nature's energy to flow through you. We are creating blockages because of material desires. The Lord is showering mercy on every living entity. But because of our enviousness, our envy, our being against the Lord, we have blocked this mercy of the Lord. Krishna as Paramatma, so that is why in Bhagavad Gita, what does he say? Jitatmanaha prashantasya paramatma samahitaha. Right? One who has won the mind, Paramatma is already reached. With your mind you already make a kalpana. Oh, Krishna is like this, God is like this, right? Many people. God means like this, I don't believe in God. They have already made up their mind. They have already blocked. Right? And when you give them a simple example, you give them a Bhagavad Gita. Prabhu, please take Bhagavad Gita. Not interested. Not interested. Why? You have blocked your own mind. Right? Whose fault it is? Your own fault. The river is there, the energy is there, you are blocking it. So this is called a character. So when you become humble, this energy flows from the top. Our process is to get the mercy. So when you become humble, when you become sincere, when you become austere, when you become serious, then Krishna says, oh, he is serious. So let me give him some mercy. Right? So this is the, So the query is Brahma Jijnasa. Inquire into Brahman. But we eat so much we forget the inquiry. Or we are so busy. You ask anybody, what is he doing? I'm busy. Isn't it? That's the main thing. Everybody is busy. Either you watch TV, either you watch internet, or you're busy.
When you say inquire means what?
Inquire means...
Knowing yourself?
No, this is something... Okay, good question. What do you mean inquire? Krishna has given us this. Isn't it? Now this has all the questions and the answers, both. Like yesterday I was reading the 7th canto and Yudhishthir Maharaj is asking Narada, why is that Krishna kills Shishupal and Shishupal merges into the body of Krishna? Why? Yogis are struggling. Right? So the question is there, Narada Muni gives the answers also. So inquiry means one should hear the scriptures, one should study the scriptures, one should inquire from a guru, one should seek out a spiritual master from whom you can study about God, about Krishna. So that should be our only business. Somebody asked me yesterday, when I see my guru, what should I ask? So Prabhupada always gave this example. When you meet Guru, the only thing you ask is, how can I serve you? So how can I serve you? So that is an absolute... because by service to Guru, Krishna is automatically pleased. And knowledge and detachment are byproducts of devotion. So you inquire from Guru, how can I serve you? So Prabhupada has given us so much. How can we serve Prabhupada? Because by serving him we get the mercy. Right? So that is inquiry. What can I do to serve? How can I study the scripture? And by this inquiry, one gains knowledge. One should have the right inquiry also. So it states, Janma Dyasya Yataha. So the first one is Atato Brahma Jijnasa and the second Brahma this Vedanta Sutra is Janma Adyasya Yataha. Janma Adi Asya Yataha. These manifested universes, Janma, birth of this universe. Adi, after birth is what? Maintenance and destruction. Asya Yataha. From where? Who is doing this? Right? Scientists are spending billions of dollars. Proton, neutron, electron, God particle, this particle, that particle, so much research. One student asked Abdul Kalam, India's big nuclear scientist. He came. He said, why does the electron move in a clockwise direction at such and such a speed? Right? Every electron moves at that same speed? Yeah, every electron moves at that same speed. That's why it's called an electron. I said, okay, great. He asked, why? He said, it's the property of the electron. It's the property. He said, okay, the school guy, the first standard. Who gives the electron that property? Then he began to think. How can Big Bang give you properties? Big Bang in itself, no property, right? Just a bang. There is no person behind it. Does it sound logical that something happened?
But at least to maintain that may not be logical, right?
Yeah.
It is created, but maintenance.
Yeah, exactly, right? The sun comes on time. Tomorrow we don't know what time sun may come. It's a Big Bang. Can you say that way? No, it's just random movements. It should be random, right? Nothing is random. Right? Yeah, the same house. Right? Same thing. Huh? And nothing changes. So how can it be right? I proved it totally wrong when I had my exams. I wanted the exam dates to change. And I was hoping Big Bang would do it. Tomorrow there will be a Big Bang or whatever, and exams are postponed. Never worked. So I concluded Big Bang is wrong. Because everything is on time. Only I am not ready to write the exam, that's all. Huh? So, if we see logically, it makes no logical sense. Why? According to Big Bang, they say there is matter and antimatter, which was created. Matter and antimatter mix, again it becomes zero. That's what they say. But by mistake, some extra matter remains. And that is what it is. What an explanation. So they say believing God means something amazing. You should believe in some amazing theory. But to believe this also is like believing something amazing, isn't it? By mistake some matter remains. Who made the mistake and why was there a mistake? Such a joke. But people believe it. That's why Prabhupada says, inquiry means you don't need to do this research. Research is already done. Bhagavatam means research is already done. You have to just take the result and apply it. It's already there. Janma Adyasya Yataha. So Krishna is the cause of this universe. Finished. Now what do? Worship Him. That is the goal. You don't have to inquire further. All you have to do is humbly accept. One should be thirsty for this knowledge. By this knowledge itself, one can achieve liberation. Just this knowledge. He says, Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna, in the Bhagavad Gita, he says this, Jnanagnihi sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute Arjuna. So this Jnanagni, this Agni, called Jnan, this knowledge, this spiritual knowledge, transcendental knowledge, this burns all karma to ashes. Right? There is one joke by Badrinarayan Prabhu. He was giving a class, so he was saying, just by understanding spiritual knowledge, how you can be so happy. Now, America is famous for fat people. Right? So, in New York Rath Yatra, His Holiness Jayadvaita Maharaj was standing in one booth, preaching booth. And in front of him, two ladies came, huge, fat. And he was saying they were so fat and tall, they were almost blocking the sun. The booth was almost under their shadow. So Jayadvaita Maharaj was preaching heavy. He said, the first thing in spiritual life, The first thing in spiritual life is you are not this body. So the two ladies heard this. Said, what a relief. We are not this body. No. So they looked at their own body and okay, we are not this body. They felt relief. Because everybody laughed at them. So Jayadvaita Maharaj gave them life. Just by one sentence, you are not this body. Finished. So just by this knowledge you become happy. So he was saying. And that is true. Socrates, they gave Socrates poison. Socrates was laughing. And they were like laughing. They were like confused. We have given you poison and you are laughing? You are killing my body, right? You cannot kill me. So that's the understanding. I will never die. So that I is our subject of inquiry. And I should always be the consciousness. I am the soul. And if you base on that, and you look at your wife and children on that basis, that they are given to me by Krishna so that I can take care of them in spiritual life. And you see your family as one unit of the whole cosmos where we are trying to serve Krishna. And then every family can become grahastha, live in cooperation and serve Krishna, the central object of worship. Then it says, Janmadhyasya. So the source of all these universes is Sri Krishna. Janmadhyasya yataha. Yataha anvayat itarataha cha artheshu abhijnaha swara. So some qualities of Krishna. So anvayat, directly and indirectly, he is fully cognizant and fully independent. There is nobody who is fully independent. Right? Krishna is fully independent. He can do anything and you cannot question him. Can you? No. And even now we are questioning, right? Why? Right? Why am I having this body? Why am I having this suffering? Everybody asks this question. That is Krishna's free will. In one sense. But of course, Krishna proves that it is you, not him, who makes us suffer. It's your own actions that give us suffering. Krishna has explained the law of karma. So, the living entity suffers because of his own actions. So, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are to direct the living entity. Just hearing this, what is right, is sufficient, because the mind is where all the actions take place. The practice of yoga is to stop the mind, stop any activity, because activities create problems. Right? But Bhagavatam is to spiritualize the mind, where we stop material activity but increase spiritual activity. Every activity becomes spiritual. So the Bhagavatam is to set in motion the spiritual propensities of the soul. Is to stop material sense gratification, material propensities, material activities, material thought process. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is a stepwise purification. If you read, the mind has so much of anartha. What are the anarthas of the mind? Anybody can think of? Exactly. Lust, anger, greed, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsara. So these are different diseases of the mind. Right? The Bhagavatam is designed in such a way, as you read this canto wise, it cures the mind. This is the medicine for the mind, which is not available anywhere. Even if you put parachute oil also, the mind will not cool down. Right? But you hear the Bhagavatam, it is a sure shot cure for all material. Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam, how should one hear the Srimad Bhagavatam? Sushrushabhi tat kshanat. You get an opportunity to hear Bhagavatam, forget all other business and just hear Bhagavatam. there was one great devotee of the Lord who liked hearing Bhagavatam. So he was not bothered about his family also, because he not bothered means he was completely engaged in hearing about Krishna. So Krishna will take care. Right? So then what happened? His wife told, see, you have a daughter. When you have a daughter, you cannot do this simply sitting and hearing. Right? You have to work. And you have to save some money and get her married. And this man would listen to his wife, and as soon as he would go out, anywhere he would see Bhagavad Gita, still he would sit down and come back. And again coming back, he would get it from his wife. Then what happened? One day, one proposal came for his daughter. And they said, we need some, dowry, certain money. This much. They fixed everything, marriage, everything. So husband was not there, he was listening Bhagavad Gita. So the wife fixed up everything for the daughter, and as soon as he came, he said, go to the neighboring village, take a loan from your family, 5,000 rupees. This is the old story. So 5,000 rupees, that time 5,000 was enough. Go take a loan and come back. And please come back before next 6 days. Because the 7th day is the marriage, so at least you come 2 days before, then we can, set up pandal, everything. This man went to the neighboring village, and there is the banyan tree in the village, and below the banyan tree, Bhagavad Katha is going on. So he sat down to listen. That was a continuous Bhagavad Katha, day and night, different speakers and everything. He was so interested. So he sat down to try to listen. And as he was listening, 1 week passed by. So he is coming back and he is praying to Krishna. Oh, suddenly he remembered after 1 week. Oh, yesterday was the daughter's marriage. My God, what happened? Will they kill me? Will my wife kill me? What should I do? His name was Narsingh Mehta, correct. The devotee's name was Narsingh Mehta. And he came back, he was praying to Krishna, he was crying, and as soon as he entered the village, they said, they met 2-3 rich men of the village. Hey, Narsingh Mehta! So, what a marriage you had of your daughter. Congratulations, man. Fantastic. Narsingh Mehta is fully shocked. He said, what happened? He said, where did you go? Yesterday we met you in the marriage. Today, where did you go? You are coming again into the village, so you must have gone out somewhere. I was in Bhagavad Katha for 1 week. So he ran to his house to see actually what happened. Then his house was decorated very nicely. And his wife was very happy. Wife said, thank you. First time in your life you did something. So Narsingh Mehta is completely shocked. And then he sat down and cried before his deity, the Lord. And he asked, what happened? What did he do? Then he got the complete idea. That Lord came as Narsingh Mehta with the money, and he got his daughter married. Everything was done so nicely so that he could listen to the Bhagavad Gita. Can you imagine? So, the Lord is so merciful. Similarly, the Maharaj Jai Singh of Jaipur. Jai Singh of Jaipur was almost 8 to 9 feet tall. And he was very strong, very powerful. And his horse was 1.5 times the normal horse size. It was huge. And nobody could sit on that horse except him. It was so huge. And his sword was 80 kilos. We are not even, I am 60 kilos. The sword is heavier than me. So, he used to, single-handedly, he used to like to cut vegetables. Maharaj Jai Singh. He used to cut all his enemies and come back. Within half an hour, his battles would be over. So that time these Muslim rulers, they were looking for an opportunity, went to attack Jai Singh. So 8 to 9 in the morning, Maharaj Jai Singh would worship Radha Ramanji. 8 to 9, fixed. So they came to know, they were looking for a flaw. So came to know 8 to 9 he does nothing except worship. So they decided this is the time to attack. So the enemies attacked Jai Singh. And the commander-in-chief, he comes exactly at 8 o'clock they have attacked. So within one or 2 minutes he comes and he says, Maharaj Jai Singh, forget your worship, it's time for battle. He says, no, I have promised Radha Ramanji. 8 to 9 I am here. You do whatever you want. So he goes back morose. Then his mother comes. Jai Singh, it's time. Krishna will be more happy you defeat your enemies and protect your people rather than worship him. He says, no mother, I cannot do that. And he starts crying. And in crying, his tears are falling, but he is dressing Radha Ramanji. He is saying, Radha Ramanji, I am keeping my whole heart, whole life in your hands. You protect me, please, kindly protect me. And he starts crying, but he does not give up his worship. He is bathing his deity, he is drying his deity, then he is dressing his deity. So 8 to 9. Within a few minutes, somebody much taller than Raja Jai Singh comes and he says, get my horse ready. And his servants bring the horse and he fights the battle. And 9 o'clock, when his puja is ending, the commander-in-chief comes and he is searching for Jai Singh and he sees he is still doing puja. He says, Maharaj Jai Singh ki Jai ho. He said, what happened? You are so great, you fought the battle and again you are back to worship. So Maharaj Jai Singh is like, he is happy yet he is crying. I was here, he knows. But Krishna fought the battle for me. And that is true. So that is the conviction that Krishna is the creator and we have to worship him. This is wonderful conviction. And these are glaring examples. So, he is completely independent, but he is the benefactor of devotees. He is in control directly and indirectly. Krishna is so powerful. Tene Brahmaradaya Adi Kavaye. What did he do? He gave the knowledge to Brahma. Brahma, when he comes out of his lotus, he is completely confused. Right? And then Krishna gives him knowledge within his heart. So heart is the seat of knowledge. That is where the soul is. Paramatma and Atma, as you were asking yesterday, they are in the same. Here. The Paramatma is this size, it is said. Right here. Of course, it is not a material size. He is infinite, but he takes this position. And the soul is like a small, tiny spark here. And the soul, but he is not able to see this Paramatma because he is covered. The soul is a spark here. He is covered like a bubble by the mind, by the ego, mind and intelligence. So he is covered. So although the Paramatma is right next here, he is unable to see him because his disturbances of his mind are disturbing him from seeing the Paramatma, from getting a vision of his instruction. So what should you do? Here, you are covered in that bubble. Right? Just like you put a screen, lock this room. So right outside you cannot see, although it is glass. Why? It is closed. So this mind should be clear. Right? So mind should be clean. So the mind is diseased now. Material disease. What is called as Bhava Roga. Right, Bhavaroga. Bhavaroga means the disease of birth and death. This body. So we think we are this body and our disease is birth, death, old age disease. Right? So this is a disease. So the mind needs to be cured of this Dehatma Buddhi. And it is not a small thing to realize that I am not this body. Then you understand none of the problems are yours. So when India loses a cricket match, we are not disturbed. Usually when India wins, everybody is happy, right? They go on the street, they waste so much petrol, right? They drink so much alcohol, they kill so many chickens, right? When India loses also, they do the same thing. So much alcohol they drink, they kill so much chickens, they do the same thing. Right? So that is tamoguna. Like I have seen in those who are drunkards, they need just a reason to drink. One day they are happy, they will drink. Independence Day, they will drink. Republic Day, they will drink. Some of their friends died, that time also they will drink because he died. So tamoguna means you just need a reason to destroy yourself. Right? Give a man enough rope and he will hang himself. So that is Kali Yuga, that is tamoguna. So this tamoguna, this tendency, which is very dangerous, and all the today's lifestyle is making use of this. TV, dish TV, that TV, channels, isn't it? So much. Why? Do we need TV, by the way? It's like another covering after another covering. It is covering your whole mind. There is so much pictures, objects being reflected. The mind is such continuous wave of thought. Paramatma is standing right next there. You are unable to see. Why? So much. Like the police lights. Right? So much thoughts. Moment you sit and think, you are thinking. You don't need to think. Suddenly some thought is scooping up, right? Like bubbles. I used to, when I was small, I was intrigued by this. What is everybody else thinking? Right? So now I don't want to think. What is everybody else thinking? I was intrigued whether it is only my mind or anybody else's mind. How do different minds work? They say intelligent brains, minds, then now I know everything is the same. It's the same Dehatma Buddhi. What if you discover something wonderful? What are you thinking? Same thing. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Something relating to that, that's all. But when you see, when everybody's mind thinks about Krishna, then when you see around, oh, everybody has a halo. And you see, they are talking about transcendental subject matters. The heart is thinking about Krishna. So that's why when a devotee is speaking about Bhagavatam, everybody is thinking about Krishna. You can see there is a spiritual spark. And everybody is connected to this one topic. So there is a connection. And it's so wonderful. But otherwise everybody is just within his heart, his own desires, attachments. Oh, Miss India lost, Indian Idol lost, something. Right? We are our own attachments. It's going on within the heart. But then this needs to be cleared. And only then this knowledge will be revealed unto you. You have to be also eligible to get this knowledge. But Prabhupada was so merciful, so powerful, that just by his presence they used to get so many answers. Because a Mahabhagavata, his presence itself is so powerful. So therefore this Bhagavatam was spoken or was revealed. This knowledge is revealed unto the heart of Brahmaji because he has done so much penance to purify the heart. Yajna, dana, tapa. So if we do not do that, if we do not practice austerity, if we do not clear our heart, to make the heart fertile for the seed of bhakti, for the seed of knowledge. Right? If you have a land and you want to sow seeds, how should the land be? Fertile. Fertile means it should be free from weeds. Right? The soil should be wet. It should hold water. Water should not just seep. It should hold the water. So same is the kshetra, the heart. Right? If the heart is full of so many desires, you put one seed of bhakti, there are so many weeds on top of it. Right? You tell generally we ask somebody, please chant Hare Krishna. Yeah, in my old age I plan to. Right? There is this story of Narada, I think all of you know. Narada came and asked one small boy, my dear boy, special offer. In the Thanksgiving same day. Special offer for you. I will take you back to Vaikuntha. So this boy says, don't you think I am too young? Let me experience youth a little bit. Then I will come to you. So Narada Muni says, okay, fine. He comes back when he is young, youth, and he says, okay, are you ready? And this boy says, don't you think I am a little too young? Let me get married, experience one kid, Then anyway I am going forever. Let me just experience once. He says, fine. So like this he keeps on postponing. 1 kid, 2 kid, 3 kid. Then he becomes grandfather. Then grandkid. So like this he keeps on postponing. Then finally, when he comes, after some time, he asks his people in his house, why did he go? He said, he died 5 years ago. And when Narada Muni saw, he is suffering in hell. Right? So he got that free offer and he never took it. So therefore, do not bank on old age. So when you become old, can you see, a lot of people cannot hear? Have you seen that? Yeah. Like I was coming by flight from Pittsburgh to here. There was one guy sitting next to me, big white guy. And he was like quarter into my seat and 3/4 into the other seat. So then I put this down and so then he tried to speak to me. You are here in, do you stay in Boston? Something like that. Then I said, no, I am visiting, I told. Then he turned this side. I thought, what happened? I cannot hear with this ear. I was sitting here. So I said, okay, tell me again. So then I said, then everything I had to repeat it twice because he had to turn. That time I thought, hearing is our process. Half ear is gone. But you have to hear with half ear. So wherever there is mic, he has to sit like this. Alright? So look at the unfortunate condition. And he was 75 years old. So I asked him, why are you come to Boston? My grandson is playing hockey. So I came to see. Thought, my God. Right? So if you travel like this for Krishna, go to Mayapur or something, go to see Krishna. Your grandson playing hockey. Imagine what life is awaiting them in their next life. Right? People become bewildered. See, in India we do so much tapasya, puja, everything, everybody is so poor. In America they don't do anything and they are still rich. Yeah, your past karma might make you rich for some time. But after that what? Isn't it?
But not everybody gets the opportunity of knowing Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, right? So it's not their mistake, right?
No. See, it's not that Krishna does not give them an opportunity. During the time of Prabhupada, book distribution, they used to literally, sometimes they used to force. Right? So nobody was interested. See, you also get connected according to your interests. There are, for example, I went once in San Jose. They are doing amazing book distribution in San Jose, door to door. And I was a little scared. In America, they can call police. So we went door to door. And so many places, so many houses, when we went, few houses called us inside, gave water. Oh, nice, you come, Bhagavad Gita, they discuss Bhagavad Gita. Some people, and as soon as they opened the door, they saw us, one dog came out. So we are giving opportunity to everyone. Right? How many are taking it? So that's how, if you see, no one is bereft of the mercy of the Lord. Only thing is we are not taking the opportunity. So it's up to us to make the best of this opportunity. So this spiritual knowledge is revealed within the heart, and even great sages, great devotees of the Lord, like the demigods, like Indra, Chandra, even they are confused who is Krishna. Forget about us. Even Indra is confused. The rishis are confused on who is Krishna. Mukhyanti yat suraya tejo vari mradam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrisha. So in this world, just like you see, on water there is fire, on fire there is water. We see so many manifestations. Yatra trisargo mrisha. So, all this appears real because of the actions of three modes of material nature. So, because of the actions of three modes of material nature, this world appears real, although it is not. Right? So, it is not real. Right? So Terminator is not true. But people make it a part of their life. Right? When this movie came, what is that? Transformers, I think. Everybody was having one, that play toy. It is real in their mind. This is real, this Transformer. You holding that plastic toy, they think it is real. It makes all the things as in the movie. So that is illusion. That all this is pleasurable. So that illusion makes this world, such a wonderful place.
HG Gaura was suggesting yesterday. Amma, in school they are saying Santa Claus, but Santa is not real, but they are thinking he is real.
That is true.
He's coming and saying
It's a kalpanik patra, what do you call that? Imaginary character. Right? So, seriously, this world is in so much like all these movies. What is this famous thing? Two things that are very famous. Three things in so-called democracy. Democracy. What is that? Elections, sports, movies. Which just pull the mind in three directions and finished it. Your tapatra is there only. Right? In India also same thing. Elections, sports and movies. Everybody is singing movie songs. Like this Antakshari, very famous Antakshari. I went to one Gurukul in South India, in Sringeri. And there, the Gurukul students, when having lunch, they are also having Antakshari in temple. But what Antakshari? Shlokas Antakshari. So he chants one shloka, with the last letter, next guy has to chant another shloka. So there are 200 students taking prasad, and they are chanting not just one shloka, they are chanting a song from Rig Veda or something. Because they are all Rig Veda, Yajurveda Pandits. I thought, this is Antakshari. That's when I came to know. Now Antakshari means film song. But Antakshari is that you chant one shloka for glorification of Krishna, and in that last letter, you start another shloka. And now they have removed the shloka and now film songs. Right now film songs are famous. That's what, so many times, even when you wake up now, these film songs suddenly come into your mind from somewhere. That means that day your chanting has not been good. All this illusion is coming back. So, whatever is meant for Krishna, we are using it for material purpose. So that is illusion. Illusion means the purpose. It's not that this world is illusion, but when we look at this world as meant for our enjoyment, that is illusion. Right? That is real illusion. And everything is in the words. how you manipulate the words, how you bring that illusion. That all insurance companies, all this, it's in how you market it. So this Kali Yuga is all about marketing. Therefore, we should be intelligent about marketing Krishna consciousness to our own self. Why should we read Bhagavatam every day? Why should we chant Hare Krishna every day? We should be very clear. And it should be backed up with proper knowledge and detachment. A yogi doesn't mean you overeat and, in the name of eating prasadam also. One should be balanced. So knowledge should be there, how to execute bhakti, how to chant Hare Krishna. Why should we chant Hare Krishna? Right? So you can give one reason why do we chant Hare Krishna. Yeah, I'm asking.
Why do we chant to focus your mind on Krishna? One thing.
To focus your mind on Krishna, excellent. That is the main reason. Because other day there is a newsletter which comes from Pune temple and they had written some devotee actually had an accident and he lost his power of speech in that accident. So he had taken a vow from his guru, I will chant 16 rounds. No, he cannot chant. What is it? So then all the devotees sat together and they were trying to work out what to do. What they said, what is the ultimate goal of chanting is to have a continuous remembrance of Krishna. That is the goal. So mentally also you can chant because Krishna accepts physical jewels and mental jewels. Suppose I want to give Krishna a diamond. I don't have it. But I can mentally offer it to him with love. But Krishna accepts that, both. Because that is real. That is real. So when you chant in your mind also, that is also real. The same activity can be performed physically and mentally. Krishna accepts.
But we have to chant mentally. But we have to chant mentally.
Yeah, I mean that's what they decided.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean right now we cannot, but as we practice chanting, then we will be able to see that we will be able to also mentally continuously remember. See, Shravanam Kirtanam should lead to Smarana, continuous remembrance. Somebody asked this question to Bhaktira Samrit Maharaj. When we die, should we chant continuously? How should we die? So he said, what does Krishna say in Bhagavad Gita? Ante kale cha mameva smaran muktva kaleva, not japam muktva kaleva. Right? Smaran muktva, you should remember. I am chanting Krishna but remembering neighbor. Or friend or movie. What is the point? So what you chant and what you hear and the object in the mind should be the same, congruent. Right? This chanting should lead to continuous remembrance of Krishna. And when we develop that continuous remembrance of Krishna, that is when we will actually have achieved Krishna consciousness. Conscious every moment. And when we are conscious in the daytime, every moment, we are able to chant and hear Krishna's name. Then when we sleep at night, we get Krishna's protection, although we are not able to chant at night. So every activity of ours should be contained within the Krishna conscious platform. So this Krishna consciousness is the prime benediction of all humanity. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost of all scriptures. And then the first shloka ends with this. Dhamna svena sada nirasta kuhakam satyam param dhimahi. So as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am in every atom. He says in the different Upanishads also, I am in the different atoms and I am in every particle of food and everywhere he is there. Yet Krishna says, I am not there. Why? Because for administration, Krishna expands as Vishnu. Right? And as Vishnu, he enters everything as Paramatma, every living being as Paramatma. But this Paramatma is an expansion of Lord Krishna. Paramatma is the knowledge feature once again. But Krishna is to be found in Goloka Vrindavan, in the spiritual world only. Brahman is the Sat feature of Krishna. Paramatma is the knowledge feature. But the real relationship, the rasa, is with Bhagavan. So therefore, worshipping the two-handed form of Krishna, Jagannath, Vishnu, so that is considered real worship. The yogis try to meditate on the formless Brahman, like the light of the sun. Very beautiful, formless Brahman. The yogis also, the jnanis try to worship the Brahman. The yogis try to worship the Paramatma, but the devotees worship Bhagavan. And this Bhagavan is to be found only with the devotees. Like Krishna says, Vishnu says, what is that? Na ham tishtami vaikunthe yogi nam hridaye sada yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tishtami narada. Where am I? Nor am I in Vaikuntha, nor in the heart of the yogis. But where my devotees are singing my glories, there I am present. So, the presence of the Lord can be felt when we actually chant His holy names sincerely. And this chanting of the holy name should be done offenselessly. First, we should do it with full attention. Second, without offenses. I'll tell you a small beautiful example to explain the glories of chanting without offenses. Once, Bhaktivinoda Thakur entered a village early in the morning. Entered the village and the villagers asked, Thakurji, where are you coming from? He said, I'm coming from Calcutta. But you reached early morning, means last night you stayed somewhere. This was in 1800s. There was no car or something like that. So you stayed somewhere. He said, I stayed in the brick house outside the village. The brick house outside the village? So everybody in the village was completely stunned. You are staying in that brick house? You stayed overnight there? Yes. That brick house is haunted. Said yes. When we lied down in that brick house, the bricks started flying. There was eerie sounds. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, what we did was, we got up, we chanted Hare Krishna. We did some kirtan and the ghost went away. And we slept nicely. They were all shocked. What? The ghost went away just by chanting Hare Krishna? Yes. So what's the problem? Said we had in our village a priest. And this priest, he used to do everything. Meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and he used to chant Hare Krishna also. And after his death, this priest became a Brahma Rakshasa. Because he chanted with offenses. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur asked them to read Bhagavatam. And then this tree fell down and this Brahmana was liberated. But then, the difference between this chanting, this offensive chanting leads to... So after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this planet, the same thing happened. So they were chanting Hare Krishna, but they were committing offenses. They were enjoying meat eating, liquor, women, all this, illicit sex. So they were not following regulative principles. So when you chant Hare Krishna, we should be careful enough to follow these regulative principles. Then you get the proper effect. You cannot just chant Hare Krishna and do whatever you want and then watch a movie. Right? So how can you be congruent? You are trying to bring the mind to sanity and then you leave it to insanity. You should be sane always. Then you become saint. Completely sane. Huh? So like that. So the real chanting of Hare Krishna begins when in our heart we are always thinking about Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami says one of the 5 main objects of daily worship is to chant Hare Krishna, worship Tulsi, pure devotee, read Bhagavatam, and also stay in a holy place. These are daily activities. How do you stay in a holy place? So Rupa Goswami says, if you cannot physically stay in a holy place, at least mentally you should stay in a holy place. So in our mind we should always think about Vrindavan, that we are staying in Vrindavan. And when you chant, at least think that you are sitting in Vrindavan and you are worshipping Govardhan or you are worshipping Krishna. Because Govardhan is both a devotee and Krishna, both. Or that is why we chant in front of Tulasi and chant. Sit in front of Tulasi and chant. Because she is a pure devotee. Vrindavan is already there. So when we chant, the quality of our chanting determines how fast we progress in spiritual life. Otherwise we will be swimming in the same place for so many years. If you want to experience real joy, you have to chant very, very seriously. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. And then this ends with Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam, means where there is no illusion. Satyam Param Dhimahi. So Satyam Param, he is the supreme absolute truth. Dhimahi, let my intelligence be focused on him. The intelligence is what matters. Either our intelligence is lusty or it is full of devotion. Lusty intelligence means intelligence is always material intelligence. What profit can I make of this person? But spiritual intelligence means how can I make him a devotee? How can I serve him? Here, how can I exploit him? Material intelligence. Spiritual intelligence, how can I serve him? How can I spiritually help him? Right? So, like this, the Bhagavatam begins such a powerful note. And each sloka as it goes on, it is so powerful. And Prabhupada in this first purport, he gave us everything. Because he did not know how long will he live. So within the first purport of the first verse, he put everything. So if you read the purport of the first verse of the Bhagavatam, in summary, he has given everything that you need to know. But then it expands, and of course he could continue up till the 10th canto. So, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Please serve Bhagavatam every day. How? Chant at least one verse of Bhagavatam every day in your house. 1 or 2 verses before you sleep or whatever. Or in the morning, whenever you find time. 1 verse a day, at least 1 or 2 verses. It makes your day perfect. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Definitely within your heart, pure love and devotion for Krishna will arise, that is for sure. So please read this Bhagavatam, and if you do not have, you can actually, if you have a Kindle, I think everybody has a Kindle. You know, dvtmedia.com, you can download on your computer. All this whole Bhagavatam set. All these books are in PDF audio, Kindle format. You can download it. You can just very fast read. First just try to go through. And also there is a Bhagavatam narration by His Grace Amal Bhakta Prabhu. That is very beautiful. Within 4 or 5 months you can finish the whole Bhagavatam. He has narrated the translations and recorded it. So if you can listen to that, that is also nice. Huh? Amal Bhakta Prabhu.
It's available in,
Huh?
available in internet.
It's available. You can listen online, or if you have a pen drive, I can give it to you. It's in my computer. That is fantastic. You listen to that narration. Like my wife is in the 8th month now. Last 3-4 months she listened to just this translations. Whole day she has been listening, 4 to 5 hours a day. Translations. Because when you are pregnant, the child listens. That was the easiest and the best way to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. So like that. So daily hearing of Bhagavatam is very, very, very important. And the more we get addicted to Bhagavatam, that means you are progressing in spiritual life. I want to hear Bhagavatam. I want to read Bhagavatam. That is real. You don't want to speak about anything else. Okay, so I'll stop here. So are there any questions, comments?
One question I have.
Yeah.
So you said Brahma prayed Krishna, right?
Brahma?
Prayed Krishna, right?
Mm.
So I mean, you said that before Krishna appeared to Brahma, he prayed, right? Whom he prayed? That's my question. So you don't know that
Brahma is not an ordinary living entity.
Okay. Like because of
Brahma, after living 100 lives of Varnashrama. Varnashrama means Vishnu. After 100 births, perfecting Varnashrama Dharma, he is born as Brahma. Means he already has Sukriti. See, when we are born, even before our parents take us to Vishnu temple, we all have a previous birth, we have done something. That's why this life also parents take us to a Vishnu temple. There is some Sukriti. So Brahma, when he hears Tapa, he immediately understands it is Lord Vishnu. But he is not able to see him at that point. That's it. He knows it is Vishnu. Like Prahlada, did he see Narasimha before? No. But he had complete faith in Lord Vishnu. Right? So that is by hearing. So Brahma is born. Brahma is not an ordinary person, is given the position of Brahma. But he is in that situation where he is not able to do anything right now. It's all dark. He is not able to see Vishnu. He is sitting on that lotus. He don't know where he is. What is he trying to do? So naturally he was a little bewildered. But then he immediately understands. When he hears the words, oh, this is Vishnu. And then he meditates on him. And then he appears before.
one more is when you pray Vishnu directly, right? Is it like directly going to the Vrindavan liberator that way? Or directly Sri Krishna?
Pardon, can you repeat?
So rather than chanting, let's say if I chant on Vishnu. So
Chant on Vishnu means?
Let's say Vishnu Sahasranama or whatever. Is the same.
It is said that even in the spiritual world, there is perfect, more perfect and most perfect.
Okay.
In Vaikuntha, in Vishnu planets, there is Dasya Rasa. As you go higher, Shanta Rasa and Dasya Rasa. In the planet of Lord Ram, Sakik, there is also Dasya Rasa in an enhanced form. And there is little bit of Sakya Rasa. As you go to Dwaraka, Mathura, Sakya Rasa is there, Vatsalya Rasa is there. Only when you go to Goloka Vrindavana, there is Madhurya Rasa.
Yeah, I see that
Yeah.
picture.
So when you go higher, the rasa increases. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came us to give the topmost rasa of Goloka Vrindavana, Madhurya Rasa. Right? Even Lakshmi Devi from Vaikuntha, she is trying to meditate and become a gopi. Right? So like that. But Lakshmi Devi does not want to change her opulent dress and will wear the simple cowherd dress of a gopi. That's why she is not able to go. But if you really see,
But it says that Lakshmi Devi is already perfected by doing the
yeah,
Father Seva.
but there is also more spiritual perfection. Like they are completely satisfied. But when she hears about Krishna from Narada, from some other devotee, now she is attracted to Krishna. I want to see that form. So we are directly getting the Goloka Vrindavan. Harinama Sankirtan. Right? So I hope you will chant Hare. Okay, so we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Thank you. A reminder for the silver coins. Hare Krishna. Yeah, you're getting ready? It's already ready. You have to serve. Oh, you have to put it Huh? We'll do some kirtan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,